May all beings be happy. May all beings discover their inner source of oneness. May all beings experience lovingness. May all beings be free. May all the qualities of the One manifest in every moment of our lives. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank
you. Great. Bolo.
So in the previous videos, we've been discussing that nothing matters. Be it the Ukraine war, be it me, be it anything in this world, it doesn't matter. They're nothing.
Correct.
So while I was thinking, while I was just reading all this, so I realized that, oh my God, like today this body will turn into the same thing, the same soil. It will go into the same soil, and that same soil will manifest into so many things. Maybe this chair, this table, and so many things through wood, right? So instead of taking it that nothing matters, can we take it that maybe everything matters, because whatever is happening has to happen. If the Ukraine war is happening, it has to happen. That is why it is happening. So can't it be taken that way?
Right, right. No, very true, very true. So both are true. Both are true. This is the very...
You're asking a question or you're telling?
No, she's asking a question. Right?
So what is the question?
What is the question? Okay, frame it as a question, Anamika.
So we've been, scratching our head about this thing and discussing over here on Open Door that nothing matters. Whatever has to happen, right? You, me, anything in this world, nothing matters. But because everything is here, because this beautiful earth is here, so maybe everything matters. You know what I'm trying to say? Both.
Yeah. So which one is true is the question, right? Is it, which is the truth?
More important? Which is more important? Which I should take it?
Right. Okay. So which one is more important and which is the truth? Does nothing matter or does everything matter? Which is more important? Which is the truth? And what does it mean for us to live? How do we live? Right. As nothing matters or everything matters. Wonderful. So from looking at it from the perspective of the time, like you said, anything today, whether it is the palaces or Buckingham Palace or Taj Mahal or anything and everything, all of us, this body, this particular thought, this particular combination of opinions, thoughts, which has a name, all of it eventually vanishes. Everything is changed. Everything appears and has a certain time and then it disappears. Everything is transient. So in the long run, we can say that it doesn't matter. What does it matter? Or whatever you're concerned about right now. Let's say somebody may be concerned about health, somebody may be concerned about relationships, somebody may be concerned about money. So how does it matter what happens at the end? You may either become well or you may not become well. You may either remain poor or you may become rich. At the end of the day, 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now, all your big concerns about today will mean nothing. Or if you look back in history, whether it was Genghis Khan or Akbar with all his splendor, where is it? Nothing. It didn't matter in the end. At the time, it may have been so important. Oh, this particular king is about to attack me. I got to do this. I got to do that. And whatever happened, happened. And now today, what? No army, no king, no nothing. It's just dust, dust to dust, from dust to dust. Everything is dust in the wind. There's a song, actually, I think Cat Stevens. All we are is dust in the wind. So looking at it from that perspective, and also whatever, let's take the Ukraine war, whatever you and I say or do about it, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, whatever happening is happening, including you saying something or not saying something, including us protesting or not protesting. It just happens. Everything just happens. So any effort or inaction also just happens. And whatever the result of that action or that inaction also just happens. So events are just happening. When we drop our attachment to cause and effect and our setup that, oh, I did this, so this happened. No, it all didn't happen because of that. It simply happened. One thing happening, then the next thing happening, the next thing happening, all simply happening. All from the first cause, which is awareness itself manifesting and expressing itself in a million ways. And because the cause of anything is that previous thing, the cause of anything, that is also the previous thing, the cause of that is the previous thing, and you end up at first cause, which is why this manifestation itself. So it all goes back to first cause. So there is no other cause except the first cause of manifestation itself. Awareness expressing itself in these million ways and in the form of awareness. So whether we worry, it doesn't matter. Whether we don't worry, it doesn't matter. Whether we meditate, it doesn't matter. Whether we don't meditate, it doesn't matter. So it is true from one perspective. And looking at it from another perspective is all is this oneness, all is this divine intelligence, all, each and every stone, each and every blade of grass, each and every thought, each and every worry, each and every concern, each and every action is a manifestation and an activity of that one infinite divine intelligence, that one infinite divine oneness. And therefore, because it is all made of that, which is infinite, which is eternal, which is infinitely beautiful, infinitely gracious, infinitely intelligent, each and every moment, each and every thought, each and every particle is that, each and every electron, everything that we see, hear, think, feel is just that, activity of that showing up in these forms, and is more than precious. It's not just precious, it's unimaginably precious. Even though we say, okay, dust to dust, but what is this dust? Even this dust, even this soil, even this mud, every stone is divine, going through whatever it goes through to give birth to that thing, to that moment, to that atom, to that electron. So how precious is that? Something which is so infinitely beautiful and so infinitely intelligent, going through whatever it goes through, processes which are also infinitely intelligent, to create this moment, to create this thought, to create this, these words, this air. So each and everything around us is just magic. All magic, 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 magic. And therefore infinitely precious. Right? So on the one hand, what we said earlier, it's nothing. But this nothing is everything. This nothing is all there is. It's all it is just an expression of lovingness, an expression of love, out of no reason at all, for no particular agenda, for no particular reason, beyond logic, is creating in every moment, creating. And creating what? Creating itself. So these are two aspects of the same thing. We think we are looking at two different things. Like nothing matters is one thing and everything matters is another thing. No. We are looking at two aspects of the same infinite divine consciousness, which from one aspect, it looks as if nothing matters because I'm all there is. And looking at it from another aspect, I am all there is. So everything matters because everything is I. Everything is I. Everything is just I. If, it's like saying, let's say a child, makes a drawing, which is just full of scribbles. So if you look at it from one aspect, just a paper, some colors, and what does it mean? Nothing. It's just is no big deal. Nothing. It's not. And yet, because your child has made this, you go, wow, so beautiful. Look at what you've created. Oh, I love this. What did you? Oh, look at these colors. So from one aspect, nothing. Another aspect, because it is your child, because there is love, because it is a creation by that child, that piece of paper becomes precious. And you not only, you pin it on your wall and save it till, and and when that child is getting married and is 23 years old, you show that painting and so look at what you made when you were 3 years old. It has become precious. Why? Because it is made by that child. It is a creation, a manifestation, an expression by this child that you love. That is what makes it precious. So similarly, everything that we see is this divine intelligence, which not only we love, but it is love itself. So if I look at a stone and say that, oh, it's just a stone, one aspect. Another aspect, this stone is made by this infinite loving being, which is love itself. This love itself has taken the trouble to create this stone. Now that very stone becomes precious and it matters because it is the manifestation of that. So both are true. Both are true. And so that is the first response to which one is true. Does nothing matter or everything matters? And the response is both are true statements. Looking at it from one aspect, nothing matters. Looking at it from another aspect, everything matters. Coming to the second part of it. So what do we do with this understanding now? What do we do with this? How do we live? Do we live as if nothing matters? Or do we live as if everything matters? So two aspects of that. So one is internal versus external. So inside, so we deal with people, we deal with objects, we deal with our thoughts, we deal with our actions as if everything matters. As if everything matters. Every word that we utter matters. We express or live out of that understanding. When it comes to our actions, our thoughts, how we interact with people, how we interact with objects, do we simply treat them like dirt? Do we treat people like dirt, like they don't matter? Do we treat our things that we own as if they don't matter? No. When it comes to the outer world, we operate out of everything matters. When how we speak, how we, whether we treat people also, anyone in our life, as knowing that they are a divine creation of that one source which creates everything, which is the source of all. Knowing this, we operate out of that knowledge. So what would our words be like if we operate out of that? What would our thoughts be like if we operate out of every object that we encounter, whether it is a flower or a stone, is precious? Would we treat it, kick it around and treat it like dirt, or would we hold it with love and precious feelings, softness, gentleness?
But
right?
Okay.
Hold on. So that is from the external. No, external side, we use that. When it comes to our internal, our turmoils, our strife, our struggles, our our worries, our fears, that is when we bring out the understanding of nothing matters. So when we see that we are making this limited self, this limited body mind, more important than existence, than reality, than truth, than love, than beauty, that I am willing to, or I get upset about something that somebody said to me. That's when you bring out the aspect of nothing matters. So internally, when it comes to the outer world, the universe, people, we operate out of everything matters. Everything matters. People matter, things matter, events matter, lives matter, the birds, animals, everything matters. But knowing that inside, whatever I am, so it's about making a distinction between, for yourself, of living as if nothing matters. Whether I am in a 5-star hotel or I am in a hut, how does it matter? Whether I am surrounded by luxuries or I'm uncomfortable, for example, how does it matter? It doesn't matter. So your inner dialogue is nothing matters. Inner dialogue is nothing matters. That frees you. But your outer your outer expression of that nothing matters. In knowing inside that nothing matters, the expression of that nothing matters by the time it shows up in the world, in the form of thought, in the form of action, in the form of interaction, in the form of feelings, in the form of activity. That nothing matters by the time it comes out into the world, transforms itself into everything matters. and only then that everything matters. In that case, both the outer and the inner are aligned with the one. Because to be free, if you are living as if everything matters, oh, meri gaadi theek nahi chal rahi hai, my bank account is low, and this person is not talking nicely with me, and all that inner dialogue is going on, then you cannot be free, then you cannot be loving. That nothingness that you are cannot express its true colors, its true nature, its true form, which is to experience love, which is to experience truth, which is to experience beauty. That if you have the opposite, what happens? I'll tell you what happens if you do the opposite. What happens if you do the opposite is you live as if everything matters. Why my thing this happened? Why my spouse is talking this way to me? Why isn't my business growing? Why is Ukraine fighting? That whatever, all those inner dialogues are, every little thing is a hassle, is a problem. Every little thing binds you. Every little thing confines you. And if you treat the outside like nothing matters, you treat people like they don't count, they don't matter, their feelings don't matter, their words don't matter. You treat them like dirt. You treat your employees like nothing. You treat your family, your friends like they don't matter. If you treat outside world like it doesn't matter, again your experiences of non-lovingness, again your experiences of dissatisfaction, again your experiences of unhappiness. So by doing the opposite, you create unhappiness within and you create unhappiness outside, which is not aligned with who you really are. So it's a completely, and most people live like this. Everything that I say matters, dunya bhaad mein jaye. Nothing matters outside. We live in this topsy-turvy way, opposite of what it can be. And so knowing that this inside everything matters, outside nothing matters way of living creates only dissatisfaction, unhappiness, and strife and struggle. And the opposite is true. If you are living as if nothing matters, if for yourself, for your little self called Sanjeev, for your little self called Anamika, the mantra is nothing matters. For the universe, for the world, for every other person, for the outside, the mantra is everything matters. Because both are true.
Sanjivji,
Go ahead.
It becomes like a person who has a lot of malice in his heart, but comes across very sweet. Like there is nothing matters in my heart, but I'm showing all the love to the person. For me, it will always be because I feel that everybody is me. Everybody is manifestation of me. So I give that love. If I change into that, it doesn't matter, then I will not have that much of love.
Right. So everything matters. Everything matters. So everything matters because everyone is that divine reflection of who I really am and a divine creation of who I really am. So we can't operate out of nothing matters outside. We can't operate. So it's about selecting, choosing your हथियार जो औजार जो है वो चूज करना पड़ता है ना. हर एक चीज के लिए हथौड़ी तो नहीं काम आती. कुछ के लिए plier चाहिए, कुछ spanner चाहिए, कुछ screwdriver चाहिए. So you need to use the right tools which bring you closer and closer in expressing who you really are. So if you apply nothing matters to the whole world, it doesn't work. You can't live like that. It does matter. And the truth is, it does matter. Why does it matter? Everything is divine. That's why it matters. And that divine everything is ultimately nothing. So we don't make it, so it's, in that sense, it doesn't matter. ठीक है, it's okay. So it's okay. Everything is okay the way it is. Everyone is okay the way they are. And by knowing that everything is just me, it has to be automatic. It has to be natural. Not that you, in your heart, you hate people and outside you show, oh, how sweet you are. And that's not what we are talking about. Putting up a show, pretending that, people, no, everything really matters. People really matter. Tears matter. Laughter matters. The cries of children matters. And you know that, and you feel that, and you realize that, and you live out of that. And out of that, it's a natural outpouring of that understanding. It is not something you create or put on. It cannot work that way. It will only create more dissatisfaction and more, and because that malice will eventually come out because you've pushed it back. It's not that. You are freeing yourself on the inside and the outside by applying nothing matters on the inner self, or the inner self. For the inner self, applying nothing matters. Why be so worried? It doesn't matter. Why worry so much about, why worry about anything? It doesn't matter. So inner self, you apply that to your body, to yourself. Again, but to the outer self, which is, what is the outer self? The outer self is everything that you perceive, including your own body also. You perceive your own body. So you include your own body and your own well-being also in this everything matters mantra. So when you say nothing matters internally, doesn't mean you don't care for your body, you don't care for your own well-being, you don't care about your own safety, for example. It's not that. So when you turn that mantra outside, you include your body, you include your feelings, your thought, and be careful and be caring and loving towards that also. So this is a very fine line, because if you apply nothing matters indiscriminately, like without understanding, so it's not about becoming a doormat. It's not, when I say I don't matter, doesn't mean I become a doormat and people walk over me and I say, oh, nothing matters. So you include, when you turn around this nothing matters towards the outside, you include your body, you include your own well-being, you include your safety. It matters. My body is precious and as divine, a temple of divine expression as anyone else. So I don't abuse my own body. I don't allow others to abuse my body or misuse my body. So I include myself in that outer circle also when I turn it around. Because if I don't do that, then you get into this victim trap where you are, you can be physically abused and you are in an abusive relationship and you're thinking, oh, nothing matters. No. So include yourself when you turn it around.
But suppose if I have cancer and my hand needs to be cut. So inside, because body is something which one has the biggest attachment, right? After any, like, removing everything, body comes the most precious to us. So how do I make it believe or feel that, oh, this is not me? It is the most difficult part, right? And then taking care of it, that yes, it matters. And then when the pain comes, it doesn't matter. This is so bizarre.
Perfect. It's not bizarre, it's perfect. When the pain comes, yeah, it doesn't matter. And you are doing what you need to do to take care of this precious body that you have. Right? So taking care of this precious body, if it includes some surgery or whatever, then that's what you do. I mean, that's not inconsistent with nothing matters. It does matter. And when the pain is there, okay, the pain is there. You don't have to suffer. It doesn't matter. What does it matter? Aaj pain hai, tomorrow it will be gone. And if it doesn't gone, your body itself will be gone. Then definitely the pain will be gone. So, no, so Sonal says she's confused. Is it more clear now? We've been talking a little more after you said you're confused. So, no, so the surgery also happens out of knowing that it matters. Right? It matters. It matters. It matters. Life matters. Because I say it does. It's out of knowing that it is all part of divine play. Part of divine play, and yet knowing that it's all a game. It's all part of this divine game. So not taking it so seriously, and yet playing the game. Not taking it seriously doesn't mean you stop playing the game. In fact, it will allow you to play the game better because now you're not taking it seriously. Then it's truly a game. So both, ye dono ko lena hai. And this understanding both these aspects. Yeah, Sonal, go ahead.
So please don't laugh, but I don't understand what is this switch on and switch off therapy. Like nothing matters and then everything matters. Then nothing matters, then everything matters. So daily life.
It's not switch on, switch. No, it's not switch on, switch off.
Changing
when it comes, it's not even
patterns,
changing.
like,
It's no. It's not changing patterns and all. When you apply, when it comes to, when it comes to, when you are experiencing suffering, any kind of suffering, which is an internal experience, right? You only suffer inside. There is no suffering outside. You only suffer here. You bring out this understanding of nothing matters. Okay? So applying it to yourself. To yourself, you apply nothing matters. But don't tell it to anyone else. If your child comes to you feeling, oh mom, I have a boo-boo here and I'm hurting or whatever, don't tell that child, oh, nothing matters, go away. So to the outer world, you apply everything matters. Everything matters to the outer world. Internal world, you apply whenever you experience suffering. You understand that nothing matters. They are both true. They are both true. Just like a screwdriver is also existing and a hammer also exists. It's not that just because there is a hammer, there cannot be a screwdriver. Both are true. Both exist. But which one do you use when? And which one do you use where? If it's a nail, use a hammer. If it's a screw, use a screwdriver. Similarly, these are both true. In one sense, nothing matters. In another sense, everything matters. So which one, which understanding or which aspect do you use? You use the aspect that brings you the most joy. You use that aspect which brings you the least amount of suffering or frees you from suffering. And the aspect that frees you from suffering, the internal suffering, when you are suffering internally, you use this aspect called nothing matters. What does it matter? How does it matter in the end? It doesn't. You say that to yourself, you be with that, and you know that. And it's not just like a thought or a mantra or some kind of a formula. Truly knowing that, how does it matter? See, when I was diagnosed with cancer a few years ago, this is what I was completely okay with it. This is what's happened. It doesn't matter. How does it matter? What is the worst thing that will happen? I'll die. So what? It doesn't matter. The moment I said this and understood this and applied this to myself, I was free from that cancer in that moment itself. And then the logistics of whatever surgery and all that happened, and it took its own course. But if at that time I had said to myself, oh my goodness, what is this? It is too much. It matters that I have this, and it matters that. Doesn't matter. So when to use which tool, obviously we need a little intelligence. Whether to use a screwdriver or a hammer, you have to have the intelligence to know what requires what. But as a simple formula, apply nothing matters to yourself, apply everything matters to everyone else. Okay. To everyone else, apply everything matters. Oh, you're hungry? It's important. It matters. Let me see what I can do for you. Can I get you something to eat? Are you in pain? Okay, it matters. Let me see how I can, find out what's going on. Can I give you a massage? Can I give you a healing, or can I get you to a doctor if that's what's needed? Everything matters. But you are in a plane and the flight is delayed and you are fretting about it. Oh, my flight is delayed. Oh, I'll have to pay more for the hotel, or whatever. I'm going to miss this program. That is a time to apply nothing matters. So when you are talking to yourself, most of the time, 99% of the time, when you're dealing with this body, this mind, this unit, apply nothing matters. When you're dealing with anyone else or anything else, your computer, your things, your food, your clothes, your, anything else, apply. It matters. It matters. It is love. It's love showing up in this form. It is love showing up in the form of food. And when it is love showing up in the form of food, what will be your relationship with that food? How will you make that food? How will you eat that food? Everything matters. How will you set the table? Everything matters. You will set the table beautifully. You will make the best of foods. You will do everything you can to make it beautiful because it matters. So out there, simple formula, everything matters. In here, simple formula, nothing matters. And both will free you, and both will allow you to express more and more love. Because only when you apply this nothing matters to yourself, Then somebody says something, it doesn't bother you because it doesn't matter. You can still love them even though they said whatever they said, so what? Because you are in a state of nothing matters inside. If you are in the opposite way, somebody says some little thing and oh, it matters so much. Why did you say this to me? And da, da, da. And now you are disturbed. And you will make sure that your disturbance expands and, and includes, the disturbance will expand and include all those people around you. Also, that disturbance will spread. So now clear, simple?
Yes.
Great, wonderful.
We invented a formula only today. Inside, nothing
Yes.
matters. Outside, everything matters. It's a formula now.
Upside down. Exactly. But with the understanding of why, right? Because if you simply apply it as a mantra or as a formula, ratta maar ke by heart, oh, nothing matters, it doesn't work. Understand deeply that all is divine love. And when you see anything and anyone and you hear any word, hear it as divine expression. When you hear it as divine expression, automatically it matters. Automatically it matters. It is not just my spouse saying something. It is divine. It is divine manifestation of some thought, which itself is a divine manifestation of that. So now how precious is whatever they are saying, even if it's just a hi. You hear it as a wow, because wow, this is love speaking. So you're right, while it's a formula, don't apply it blindly without the inner understanding of it. Because if you apply it blindly, it creates more tension in you, because now you are, somehow just applying a formula. It's not you, it's not a natural, it has to be natural. It not has to be, but it will be natural. It will be natural only when this understanding is present. And so the formula will apply itself. Not that you go apply the formula. Yes, it's an understanding. Yes, it's a formula, but don't apply the formula. Allow the formula to apply itself automatically out of the understanding and being established in who you really are. When who you are is divine and who you are is infinite consciousness and who you are is eternity, only then you can say, when you get cancer, you can say, how does it matter? Only then you can say it. Otherwise, even if you say it without this understanding, you may say it, but it's not true for you. You understand? So don't simply blindly apply the formula. Really let it establish, this understanding establish, and let it flower into the both aspects. One aspect going inside and one aspect going outside. So and then that's a balanced and a natural outflowing of what everything we are talking about. Great. So wonderful. I've wanted to also share about some magic that's been happening in life. Because when we are operating out of this okayness, things just flow, things just happen magically. So you all know I'm in Toronto right now, and we had a couple of hours. We had gone grocery shopping and all that, And then there was 1 or 2 hours before we were going to be ready to go to a restaurant to have dinner. So I said, hey, why don't we find a park that has some, a nice park around here. So we called up my cousin. Oh, there's a so, and as I thought about a park, I said, oh, wouldn't it be nice if the park has a little bit of a water body? I always love to have that water element also present in a scenic. So I said, oh, it'll be nice if there's a water body. But I said, we are in Toronto. It's the middle of a city. I mean, are we really going to find this? And then I just saying to myself, and a few birds and stuff like that. That would also be nice. And we were at a lake a couple of weeks back, and we were boating, and my grandchildren said there's a turtle nest on the other side of the lake. So we couldn't find the nest. So I had turtles in my mind also, turtles. And and so just not really conscious wishes or anything like that, just floating thoughts. So we arrive at this place, and my cousin was not there, so no one who knew the park was with us. So we were just randomly walking, and as we turned one bend, suddenly we see this beautiful little pond over there with a little wooden bridge on it. And I said, oh my God, this is perfect. There's a water body. We went over to the pond and looked around, and immediately we saw a bunch of mallard ducks with those green necks. I don't know if you've seen. The males have a green neck, the females are kind of plain, which by the way is true of every species probably except humans. The male is always the more decorated, the more beautiful. But I don't know, in humans they reverse the formula. I think, I don't know. But beautiful mallard ducks, and and lo and behold, suddenly from one side this mama duck comes, and there's 5 little chicks all swimming behind her. Such a pretty sight. It was so beautiful. And we looked down in the water, and turtles. Turtles, not one but multiple turtles. And we look a little deeper, and fish, goldfish, and all these fish. And as I turned to my cousin, I said, Raju, wow, what a beautiful, this is showing me everything that I wanted. And he was looking this way. Oh, look, 2 swans. Like, it's like a play, as if stage page of whatever scene is supposed to happen. Suddenly these 2 swans appear from the right side, a male and a female, a couple. And we were like, wow, this is a beautiful, perfect picture of what I had just had a fleeting thought, and it's just happening. And then I said, Raju, abhi yaar, itni achhi jagah hai, such a beautiful place, all this beautiful evening, it's just perfect weather, and this like idyllic. I said, ek guitar hota agar to kitna maza aata, but I don't have my guitar with me, of course. Then we could have sung some songs and done some masti, maza with music. So that's the only thing missing. But yeah, Raju says, abhi guitar to kahan se aayega? So then we said, chalo. Then we walked around the pond. And we walk around the pond, and as we are coming back out on the other side, sitting under the tree is a guy playing a guitar. I said, oh my God, how does this happen? So we walk up to him, and we say, hey, why don't you play something? He said, I don't know any English songs. I only know Hindi songs. I said, wahi to hame sunna. And he said, not only any Hindi song, I only know Arijit Singh. Yeah, Shuroja. So, so he sang a couple of songs, and then Raju says, Arey, Sanjivji, why don't you also sing? So, of course, he was more than happy to give me his guitar, and of course, we sang. So, I just want, where is this picture? Let me see.
This is called manifestation, na?
Exactly.
You
So
you
here's this guy.
manifested what you wanted.
So his name is Vishal. Oh yeah. So imagine finding this in the middle of the park in Toronto, you know, and not only had a guitar, he had a capo. So of course, I picked up the guitar and sang my favorite. And more people just from who were walking by from different parts of India, they all started stopping, and we all, it became a little gathering right there. Spontaneous concert ho gaya. So some families from Ludhiana, and this guy Vishal is a student from where was he from? Bhatinda, I think. Anyway, it was just magical. So that's so every creating this, not even creating, allowing. It's not even creating, it's allowing this magic to happen more and more in our lives is what this whole journey is about, is why we meet and why we gather and why we talk and why we share, is so that we begin to and continue to experience more of magic. Let this magic of the universe show up through us, each one of us, and through everyone in the world. And may all beings live in bliss and joy and free from suffering. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Great, great, thank you. So we can stop the recording. Is it? Yeah.